Greetings of the day. My name is Maglan Shalal Ravi, and I'm here to present for the module 7030 SSL International Leadership for Coursework 1, which is a group presentation. And I have 4 members in my group. So that is myself, and I have Krupali, Chanda, and Jagrati. So we are here to present about the leadership management and also leadership quality. So I'm going to give you the first basic introduction about our research work. So moving on to the first slide, the introduction. So we have chosen the company which is Accenture, a leading IT company, and it is a very reputed company in the world, and it is also one of the best companies amongst the world. So we have taken this as an example to show how a multinational company and the consulting company like Accenture has the biggest corporation and governments and other organization to develop their digital core optimized using the leadership qualities. So if you see on the slide, I have added the points about the leadership qualities, like how does this serve, so how does this improve and enhance, and how what is the information that you can learn about this. So basically, in this video presentation, we have created like the company that works with biggest corporation such as governments and other organization to develop their digital core by having this leadership qualities, which is basically is there to create evidence which also enhance the growth and the citizens services. All right, so quickly if I explain about that, at a scale there is something which is known as the ethical and human rights concerns of the organization, which have been covered in this presentation, which you will be knowing as we proceed with the different slides. So basically, what is the content here? So the content here is on this presentation is about the leaders who's dealing with a great company like Accenture's business operations in a ethical human rights and also CSR related challenges. So last but not the least, however, it was noted in the presentations that if we move forward, that leaders handle the ethical and CSR challenges to save Accenture from suffering great deal. So if I also move on to the next slide, it explains about the leadership style. So what basically a leadership should have in themselves, and which would help them inculcate to other people in the team, so that the team member they can work accordingly, and also where the coordination is really important. So here we are talking about the democratic style of leadership. So this is being implemented within Accenture. So we have taken example of Patrick, who's the team leader. So he places a priority on getting to know his teammates, and also thoughts on the Accenture projects, so that which have been assigned to the group. So in addition to being a charismatic and approachable leader, Patrick is also quite amiable. So as a team player and leader, Patrick is always been having this value on diversity with different places and equality among the team members. And additionally, as a leader, we need to appreciate Patrick because he listens identically and works to maintain order among the team members. So whereas in he listens to each and every team member so that there will be a better coordination among themselves. And as a democratic leader, he upholds an anti-discrimination. So basically equality and justice for all team members without showing any bias, because he's never been a biased team leader at all, because as a leader you should never be partial within the team, so which will definitely impact, and it will definitely harm the project that you have taken. So also, if I go on to the slide here, it clearly says even Patrick is been striving harder to help the team to build core value, so that definitely they can achieve what they want, because in a team team bonding is very important, and how they cooperate within themselves is important, and how they understand between themselves is really important. So that is what we are showcasing here about Patrick, how he has been working with Accenture. So as we proceed on to the next slides, you will be seeing. So I am handovering the next slide to my team member Krupali, who's going to explain you on the further slides. Thanks for listening.
Hello, thank you, Meglin. So now I'm explaining what exactly a democratic style of leadership is. So in this slide, there are four leadership. The first one, idealized influation. Idealized influation is a leadership style that emphasizes the leader's role as a positive role model and inspires followers through their own actions and behaviors. The idealized influence style of leadership is characterized by leaders who lead by example, displaying exemplary behavior and inspiring others through their actions and a compelling vision. The second one is inspirational motivation. The inspiration motivation style of leadership is a leadership approach that focuses on inspiring and motivating individuals or team towards a common goal or vision. In this leadership style, the leader uses various techniques to inspire and motivate their team members. They effectively communicated their vision and goals, providing a clear sense of purpose and direction. The third one is intellectual stimulation. The in this style of leadership is a leadership approach that emphasizes challenging and stimulating the thinking abilities of followers or subordinates. Leaders who adopt this style encourage their team members to think critically, question, and explore new ideas. They create an environment that fosters intellectual growth and critically and innovation. The fourth one is de- uh, decentralized decision making. Decentralized decision making is a style of leadership where authority and decision making power are distributed among multiple individuals or teams within an organization rather than being concentrated at the top. In this approach, leaders delegate decision making responsibilities to individuals or groups who have the knowledge, expertise, and information necessary to make informed choices. Moving to my next slide, there are some examples of current ethical and CSR related issues that leaders facing in the organization. So the first one is gender equality, second one is social justice, third one is anti-discrimination, fourth one is anti-sexism, fifth one anti-racism, and the sixth one anti-bias. Continue moving to my next Patrick's service for qualities like intelligence, preservation, self-confidence, integrity, and sociability in addition to his democratic leadership style. These qualities help him handle difficulties and issues for his team. Patrick is one of the Accenture's up and coming executive, but he recently disclosed several ethical and CSR problems that were beyond his control. Patrick noticed that there were more intentions of social inequality and discrimination among the Accenture employee from various castes and ethnicities. Patrick, a humble leader at Accenture, felt it to be a serious problem because not all leaders are allowed to meddle in other people's affairs. In addition to the democratic leadership style, is also adopted the ethical leadership style. Now I am handed over to my next colleague Chanda.
Thank you, Kurpali. Now I'm going to explain the ethical and CSR issues in Accenture. Accenture previous employed had witnessed bias and racist act with junior employees and senior managers bullying the top performer juniors. Here in the pictures that showing the ethics kind. First one is normative, social ethics, professional ethics, and personal ethics. Accenture occasionally experienced bias with local employees intimidating and belittling workers from other cities or cultures. Former Accenture workers have been bullying of the top performing juniors by senior managers and younger employees who were biased and racist. Has previously noticed differences among female employees, which was revealed in the public statement. These ethical issues and CSR loopholes have led Accenture to face various backlashes. Now, moving to my next slide, this is the corporate behavior that Accenture should admit to ensure ethical and CSR consideration. As it is already showing in this flow chart, corporate behavior is attached with all these five values like core values and mission, stakeholder influence, corporate social responsibility, business ethics, corporate governance. All these five things are strictly attached to the corporate behavior. If I'm going to explain the corporate governance, it refers to the set of guidelines, customs, and procedures that regulate and control a business. It describes the methods which is used to regulate business and their goals. Moving to the business ethics, which is very important for any of the company. The rules for morally correct and wrong behavior in company are referred to as a business ethics. Business ethics strengthen the law by defining appropriate conduct outside of the sphere of the government. Moving to the next one is corporate and social responsibility. Management concept known as corporate social responsibility encourage business to incorporate social and environmental consideration into their daily operations and relationships with stakeholders. And my next in my flow chart, the next is core values and mission. While mission and vision statements outline where a company is headed, fundamental values are all about who the company now is. The next one is stakeholder influence. Influence is a measure of a stakeholder influence over and power inside a project. A stakeholder with significant influence would have a strong capacity to direct important project choices, promote task completion, and motivate others to next. Now, this slide is showing what actions that Patrick take up to overcome the CSR and ethical issues inside the Accentures. So he has taken so many good steps so that these issues should not be faced by the employees. So how to address and handle employee misconduct? This is some of the points are given here. First one is get an effective disciplinary policy in a place. Wherever you are work, you should have a proper discipline. Decide on an external communication plan. Consider getting external, investigate sport. Maintain consistency, react swiftly but carefully to worker misconduct. Communicate the company policy on employee misconduct. When it comes to the ethics and ethical values, Eccentric believes that in order to excel, a high performance organization foundation must be built on strong ethical standards, even in dire economic times. Beside this, it holds up a business ethics and compliance programs which foster the highest ethical standards and commitment to comply with the law and policy. It also prevent, detect, report and address any allegations of misconduct and comply with applicable laws and standards. Accenture supports and respects human rights foster environmental responsibility, and encourage our people's involvement in the communities where they work and live. If the employer is facing some problems, the employee should try solving the issue with their employee by using simple steps, a private talking with them, listening to other also, consult with the leadership, encourage positive behavior. So all of these things can easily able to handle any of the employee to the misconduct. Now I hand it over to for the next slides to Jagriti.
Thank you, Chanda. So, for this slide, I will explain how can CSR advance the social equality inside the Accenture. That means what steps can CSR take to promote social equality as inside Accenture. So we can clearly see in the diagrammatic view in which showing the individual, the household dynamics, community support, relationship, safety. Within the system, we have the policies and informal rules and social norms and behaviors. So it is very clear from the pictures as well. So moving to the next slides. So these are the action taken to overcome the issues. So Patrick has made the decision to use ethical leadership, a method that involves placing people in position of administrative and managerial responsibility who will support and be models for proper and moral behavior in the way they behave and interact in the workplace. Secondly, Patrick created a standard of work process in response to the aforementioned problems, wherein he created a set of internal rules to prevent bullying and gender imbalance among senior employees. And next, Patrick has advocated a number of values as a part of the leadership and management standard, including respect, service, honesty, justice, and community. Last but not the least, Patrick acquired traditional values including honesty, decency, fortitude, compassion, motivation, temperance, justice, cooperation, excellence, and discriminant. So there is also a cyclic picture of this. I can read for that. That shows the ethical leadership that connected with each of the following: builds community, serves other, manifest honesty, respect other, and show justice. So that's all about this slide. Moving to the next slide. So at the end conclusion, what we conclude when drawing conclusion regarding our leadership style, it's critical to take into account a variety of variables and evaluate the leader's action, traits, and effects on their team and organization as well. Keep in mind that there are various complex leadership styles. A leader needs to have a comprehensive awareness of the context, effect, and the implication of their action. So, moving to the next slides. So these are the references that we have used for our whole presentation. So at last, that's all about our presentation. At the end, I would definitely thankful to our module leader and seminar tutor for their entire support, their cooperation, and and they are giving us a very good opportunity to research for this topic that will be definitely beneficial for our future career as well. And secondly, I would definitely thankful to my team member for their efforts, their cooperation, and getting time from their busy schedules as well. So thanks a lot.